I ate nothing but sardines for 72 hours. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly. And of course, the big question, would I ever do it again? And I have a really important piece of advice for you if you decide to do the 72-hour sardine challenge at the end, or if you're new to keto or carnivore, it'll be good advice for you as well. So stick around to check that out. What is the sardine challenge? It's super simple. All you need are two things, sardines and a clock. When you eat your first can of sardines, the clock starts ticking. 72 hours. You can eat as many cans of sardines as you want, as often as you want, doesn't matter. But you can only eat sardines. At the end of your 72 hours, you eat your final can of sardines, challenge is over. So did I complete the challenge? Yes. There are a couple small points people might nick me on, I suppose. One is I drink heavy whipping cream in my coffee. I continue to do that throughout the challenge. So that's one. But I never ate anything that wasn't sardines. The only other thing is you're supposed to eat your final can of sardines at the end of the 72 hours. I didn't do that. The bad in the good and bad and the ugly is the fact that after a couple days, even though I like sardines, I don't love them. Come Thursday, I just had no appetite to eat a sardine. So the 72-hour period came and passed. About 2 hours later, I had a steak, which I got to tell you, at that point was a lot better than the sardines. So I did the challenge. A couple minor things that people might say were infractions, but I'm okay with that. I did track my blood sugar and my ketone production, both the day before and throughout the entire challenge. So this is one of the good things. Those numbers did slightly improve throughout the entire challenge. So I'm not going to cover the numbers specifically, but they'll be in the description below if you want to check them out with the dates that I started and those types of things. They were slightly better each day. And I was kind of surprised, even after I ate 2 meals on Thursday after the challenge had ended, my numbers on Friday were still slightly better than my starting numbers, and they were still slightly better on Saturday. So it did have a little bit of lasting effect. So check those out. One thing to keep in mind if you do look at my numbers, those numbers are really valuable when I compare them to my own numbers. Don't expect to see your numbers, don't compare your readings to mine if you actually do the testing. You really need to just compare kind of your beginning numbers or your averages in the past and compare it to that, and you'll be fine. The other thing I did do was I actually weighed. Now, I didn't do this to lose weight per se, but again, I get on the scale every morning. I know some people don't like that, but I do it. So I did lose about 2.5 pounds, and I thought that because I ate 2 meals on Thursday, I would also, I'd probably just pick that back up. But again, surprisingly, I didn't. I actually maintained that 2.5 pound weight loss on Friday morning after the challenge was over, and still this morning. So there is some lasting effect, not only to my blood sugar and ketone production, but it seems like the 2.5 pounds that I lost during the challenge is probably going to stay off, which also is another good thing. I only ate 6 cans of sardines. That's not a lot. You can eat as much as you like, but I've really been eating extremely low carb keto or very close to carnivore for quite some time. And so intermittent fasting is just part of my part of the package for me. So I'm really accustomed to eating only once or twice a day. And just as I didn't have an appetite for too many more sardines, I just didn't eat any. But if you're hungry, again, you can eat as many as you like. So it's not a big deal. Some people might wonder how I felt during the challenge. I actually felt fine. In the mornings, I always had really good energy. Again, I didn't eat a lot of sardines. So I would eat around noon, which is about the normal time for me, maybe a little earlier than I would normally eat. And it wasn't bad. Now, I did get kind of hungry on Thursday, but again, I just didn't want to eat any more sardines. So I just waited till the challenge ended and I ate after it was over. But no radical difference in how I felt. I was pretty good that I completed the challenge, which always makes you feel good that you actually are able to meet your goal. And because my weight and my ketones and sugar were all good, I felt really good about that as well. Would I ever do it again? Maybe. Not that I wouldn't. This was kind of the issue I had. I like sardines, but I don't love them. So I got kind of sick of eating them. And the bad thing about that is that sardines are really good for you. I try to add them into my diet from time to time. After the challenge, I may not pull a tab on one for about a month or so. So that may be the bad part. Outside of that, there really wasn't any downside. The real benefits of the sardine challenge, and there are a lot, and if you want to get some details about the real benefits of doing this, I'd head over to Dr. Boz YouTube channel and check it out. She actually has a whole, in fact, she has more than one video about the sardine challenge and about the benefits. It can be really good for an introduction to intermittent fasting. It can be really good to kickstart your ketone production, a lot of those types of things. So, you know, if you're in that kind of situation, or if in the future I'm in that kind of situation, absolutely, this is something that I would try. But, you know, that's kind of where we are on that. One thing that you really need to remember if you're going to do this, that is you absolutely need to have plenty of electrolytes. And so if you're going to do the sardine challenge, or if you're new to keto or carnivore, one of the challenges people have is getting plenty of electrolytes when they start. And you can do that through electrolyte drink mixes, which is a great way to do it. If you check out this video right here, I will show you how to make those for about 20 cents a serving. So it will save you a bunch of money. You can go check that out. And if you have any questions about this that I didn't cover, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you try it, let me know how you did. Love to hear that as well. Thanks. We'll see you next time.